Good morning, students. Welcome to Physics class. In the last class, we are discussing about the light. What is the meaning there by a light? A light is the form of energy which gives a body the sensation of vision. That is what we termed as a water light. Light is travels in the water, the vacuum, with the speed of what here 3 into 10 to the power of 8 meter per second. And the light is always travels in a straight line. Then it is termed as a what here the rectilinear propagation of light. And later on you are going to study about the light is also travels in the form of what here the waves also. Let us study only the rectilinear propagation of light. The light is always travels in a straight line manner. There are the two phenomena we are going to study. So the first and foremost phenomenon is that the reflection of light. Another one is termed as what here? The refraction of light. What is the meaning there by reflection of light? Okay, today we are going to study the reflection of water, the light. Let us consider the one plane surface. So let us say mirror. Okay, here we have the mirror. So this particular mirror, one side is the silver, another side is considered as what is the polished surface is there. So this termed as a reflecting surface. This one is termed as what here the silvered surface. When a ray of light is just falls on this, okay, obliquely I will take. Then what happens to this particular light? The light which is what happens is comes to the water, the same the medium. Okay, it comes to water, the same medium. It just comes to the water, same medium. So there are different types of mediums. You already know that air medium, water medium, oil medium, vacuum is the medium. So here we have what here the air medium. Let us consider this the air medium. Then what is the meaning of the reflection of light? The reflection is the return of the light into the water, the same medium. The return of light into the water, the same medium after striking the surface is termed as a what here? The reflection. Or in other words, we can able to say like this is the bouncing of light after it is strikes on a what here? The surface. Then it is termed as a what here? The reflection of light. So let us write the definition for this particular water, the reflection of water, the light. So the return of light, the reflection. The return of light into the water, the same medium, into the water, the same medium, into same medium. After strike. After what here? Strike. Where it will strikes? It will striking a surface. Okay, there is a surface means there are the several types of surfaces we have. The one type of a surface is the plane surface. There occurs a what here? Regular reflection. There is another type of the surface is there that is termed as what here the irregular surface is there. Let us consider here is we have the one is called as what here the regular surface. Here we have the regular surface lines, plane surface. So here this is the mirror and M dash is the mirror. Here in this case, what happens? This is the incident ray. Then where is the reflection is occurs? The reflection is occurs like this. Reflected ray. There is another ray like this. Then like this is occurs. Then if there is another ray, is occurs in this way. This is termed as in what here? The regular reflection. Regular reflection which is occurs. So there is another surface is there like this. The surface which is having a what here? Irregular, or we can call it as a rough surface. Rough surface. In this case, what happens? So here is the incident ray. Here is an reflected ray. Here it will occur. Then maybe it is in this manner. Whenever the light rays falls like this, then what happens? Here. Okay. This is what we termed as an what here? Irregular surface, or we can say in the rough surface, irregular reflection which is. This is termed as an what here? Regular reflection. This is occurs what here? Irregular reflection. So it means that reflection is the return of light into the what here? Same medium. This medium is the what here? The same. Whether it is occurs in the air medium, which is comes to the what here? Air medium. The water medium means the water medium. Bouncing of light into the same medium is termed as an what here? Strikes and what here? Surface. Is termed as an what here? Reflection of. So there are two types of what here? The reflection which is there. One is termed as a regular reflection. Another one is termed as a what here? Irregular reflection. Now let us pass on to what here? Other things like some important definitions for us. Let us consider here is how to call for this particular thing. This is what we count as an incident ray. First and foremost, the definition is considered as what we do. Incident. First one. Incident ray. What is the meaning there by an incident ray? The incident ray, the ray which is the strikes on the surface, is termed as an what here? The incident ray. So this is termed as an what here? The incident ray. Now I will just draw one line like this. Okay, this is termed as an what here? Normal. What is the meaning of normal? A normal is the perpendicular drawn to the any surface is termed as an what here? Normal. Okay. Second definition is termed as an what here? Normal. It is a perpendicular. Just to say this is 90 degree here. This angle is equal to what here? 90 degree. Here is an M and M dash. This is the surface. The perpendicular drawn. If the surface is like this, if the surface is in this manner, how to draw a normal for this? Normal is like this. This is the 90 degree. So that is what we term as a normal. Normal is the perpendicular drawn. Perpendicular drawn. If you turn like this, in this manner. If you turn in this manner. The perpendicular drawn to the what here? The surface is termed as a what here? And thirdly, we have reflected ray. Reflected ray. What is the meaning of reflected ray? It is a ray which is comes to the same medium after the water, the incident ray. Okay, the light which is comes back to the same medium after water, the incident. So that is what we termed as a water, the reflected ray. Another one is called as what is an angle between these two things. One is the incident ray, another one is called as a what here? Normal. It's termed as a what here? Angle of incidence. It is called as an angle of incidence. What is the meaning of angle of incidence? It is an angle between the incident ray and the normal. Incident ray and the normal is termed as an angle of incidence. It is always mentioned to the what here? I. Angle I. Okay. Then what is this angle is called? It is called termed as a what here? Angle of reflection. Angle of reflection. What is the meaning of angle of reflection? It is an angle between the reflected ray and the what here? No. It is termed as a what here? The angle of reflection. Now, this particular phenomenon is what we say the reflection. The reflection which termed as a what here? The surface phenomenon. Whenever the light rays strikes, this is the surface. It will not enter into it. Okay, the reflection is always termed as a what here? The surface phenomenon. Surface phenomenon. So where actually the point of incidence occurs, then it will start the what here? Now you just say, what do you call for this bow? The bow is considered as a what here? A point of incidence. Sixth thing is called as a what here? A point of incidence. Whoa. What is the meaning there by point of incidence? A point of incidence is the point on the surface where the incident ray is what happens? Meet or strikes. Is called as a what? The point of incidence. So these are all the definitions we very much needed for. That is incident ray, normal, reflected ray, angle of incidence, angle of reflection, and point of water incidence. And there are so many other definitions of that. A plane of reflection, plane of incidence. A plane of incidence is like this much. Okay. The plane in which the reflected ray or means the incident ray to the normal is called the plane of water incident. Plane of reflection is this one. Okay, this is the plane of reflection. Now we have the two important laws is there for what here? The reflection. Let us go for these laws. Laws of reflection. So the two laws are there for the reflection. Let us go for it. Okay. Laws of reflection. Let us say the first law of reflection. First law. We just say this one, the incident, angle of incidence, and also what is that angle of reflection. Here you just say the angle of incidence is equal to what here? Angle of reflection. So the first law is angle of incidence. Angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. Therefore, angle I is equal to angle what here? So we can mention this one as what here? Angle of reflection. These two are equal. If it is 30 degree means this is also 30 degree, 60 degree means 60 degree, 45 degree means 45 degree, 50 degree means 50 degrees. If angle of incidence is 30 degrees, angle of reflection is also equal to what here? 30 degrees. That is what we termed as an angle of incidence is equal to what here? Angle of reflection. Let us consider the second law here. The second law. The incident ray, reflected ray, so let us say reflected what here? The ray, incident ray, reflected ray, and the normal at the point of incidence. Please listen carefully here. Incident ray. Let us consider like this. Here I have a book here. Okay. Here is an incident ray. This is the point of incidence. Just as I mentioned, this is the point of incidence here. Incident ray. Here it is reflected ray. If it comes in this manner, it goes in this way. Reflected ray. And the normal. This is the normal force. At the point of incidence, this is the point of incidence I am considering. This is the point of incidence. At this point of incidence, all these three things, which are the things? Incident ray, reflected ray, and the normal, at the point of incidence, lays on the what here? The same plane. This is the plane what we are talking. Everything is lays at this particular point. This is what we termed as the second law of water, the reflection. So what the second law says, the incident ray, reflected ray, and the normal, at the point of incidence, at the point of incidence lies in a same plane. All are lies in a what here? The same plane. That is incident ray, reflected ray, not. So these are the two losses of what here? The reflection. Okay. So today we have understood that. So reflection is the one phenomenon return of light into the same medium after striking a what here? The surface is termed as a what here? Reflection, or bouncing of light after striking the surface, reflected surface is termed as a what here? Reflection. And there are two losses. First law, angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. The second law, the incident ray, the reflected ray, and the normal at the point of incidence lays on the same plane. So this is what we termed as a second law of reflection. Thank you very much for watching the video. Thank you.